Welcome back to the 2017 NXL Las Vegas Open. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Todd Martinez. So next set of games coming at you here. The #2 ranked team overall through the 2016 season, Los Angeles Infamous, is going to be taking on a rebuilt Tampa Bay Damage. I think Tampa Bay Damage, Todd, could have a big year this year. And also Chicago Aftershock. Talk about a complete rebuild. Pretty much only one player left from 2016's roster, and it is Carl Markowski. That's a good player to still have on your team, and a bunch of guys trying to prove themselves on a legendary squad and keeping that team alive. And the Outlaws, another team trying to fight for relevance here in the professional division. It's about to go down. This first point right now, Infamous taking on Damage. Damage on your screen. And on the breakout, looks like Damage going to rather conservative breakout, though. No one really going to the snake side, but they do get some penetration in the center. Not quite up to the center 50. Stand-up tower for Damage. Looks like they do lose a body out of that back center. That's Jason Edwards. Yep, Jason Edwards taking the early walk here. And then another body's going to come off from that center 50.
Yeah, Chad Boucher runs up and bunkers out Damien. He's going to come running off the field. Thomas Taylor alive over here on the snake side with Callie Rudolph. Looking at Tim Montresor in that tower, looking across. Callie's going to fill out to the snake side corner. Start gunning up with Thomas. Thomas looks like he wants to make a move. He's going to sit there at that snake temple and just pound. Try and bounce bunkers into Tim Montresor. And looks like Derulo over there might have taken a bouncer in the elbow. He's in that can, but Montresor going to get picked off. Callie Rudolph makes the bump up. Infamous gets in the snake and then come up to the wall, wraps around, shoots Derulo out. One body left alive in that drill side corner, and he gets picked off. So first point as Trevor Reeser comes through the middle of the field, cleaning up the mess through that wall. He's going to hit the buzzer. Infamous going to go up 1-0.
Good point by Infamous. Nothing flashy, nothing special, just winning some gunfights. Damage really couldn't get any offense rolling in that point. A deep team right now for Tampa Bay Damage. They're running with 11 guys, and I was talking to them earlier, it looks like they're going to try to attempt to run 2 lines to start out with. See how that goes. But from what I was hearing from the Tampa Bay Damage camp is that their younger players, it's a similar story with some of these teams. Moscow's a similar story. But the younger players on the team, they're just getting better. And that gives them the depth to help them contend here. So looking for big things out of Carlos Cortez, Silos, Michael Waring. They also picked up Matt Derula, who on any given day was 187's best player.
Yeah,
and he's fighting against his teammate as playing for Infamous is Max Trailer.
Yeah, like you said, somebody just picked up 187 and then sprinkled him off the elbow like the salt guy under the rest of the league.
Yeah, the death of 187 was definitely a good thing for some of these other teams as they picked up their starting lineup. I think Zaleski is the only one from their starting lineup that either didn't want to play. I mean, he could definitely play on any of these teams out here. So, but the rest of the guys all found homes. So it looks like Carl Markowski first to go. Both teams have dropped a body. This should be a good game. Both these teams, you know, the Outlaws, their first season last year didn't go the way they wanted it to, but they learned a lot of lessons and definitely showed they had heart. And they're playing a team that's pretty much the majority of it. Brian McKenna came back to Ashok, and they have Carl Markowski. But other than that, they have 3 guys from Distortion and some other guys from some divisional teams. So looks like a minor penalty going to be assessed on the Outlaws. Comes Berkeley, and he's going to get shot. Looks like McKenna's still alive here in the snake for Aftershock.
Yeah, McKenna didn't even have to do anything as looks like Williams was at the wall, shot Berkeley, trying to make that move into the snake.
Jerry Williams.
Let's hear some of those new names we got here on Aftershock.
Yeah, Shock's pretty much a whole new roster, you know, like we were talking about. Other than Brian McKenna and Carl Markowski, you got Jerry Williams, Ryan Rodarte, Mike Kerr, Nicholas Pez, and John Parrish. So 3 of those guys came from Distortion. I was talking to Carl Markowski during the lunch break, and He feels pretty strong. He likes the guys from Distortion. He says that the team's hungry, and he really feels that. I mean, yeah, we don't know these names too much up here in pro paintball, but he really feels that these guys are willing to grind and that they're down to get better. They're down to get out here and do what they need to do to try to progress. So we will see. I mean, easier said than done, obviously, but
when you're a team that's like Aftershock and you're rebuilding, the number one thing you need is a good attitude. You know, willing to put in the effort, take some lumps, spend a lot of time out there on the field, and really be a sponge for information.
So now Infamous up by 1 over Damage.
And they're going to shoot 2 Damage bodies on the break. 1 off of each side. Holiday comes running off the Snake side. And it looks like maybe LP off the Dorito side. Timmy Probst there in the back center, but Infamous made it out wide. Max Trailer now coming to the Snake side. Damien filling across. Corey Bornstein gets smoked. He comes running off. But they still have the, looks like Philly Shreds over here in the Snake side corner. There goes Trailer. He's going to jump into the Snake.
Max Trailer crawling all the way past the 50-yard line. Another body comes off for
there's Cortez.
For Damage, yeah. So Cortez coming off from that center. Trailer in a real good position right now to try to put another point up on the board for Infamous all the way onto Damage's side of the field and in the Snake.
Philly Shreds running and gunning up to the Snake. With his super tight skinny pants on, looking like Tiger Stripe.
He's just trying to show off them quads.
He is showing off them quads. Hey, you put that much work on the quads, you can show them things off. Little ham hocks. Little tree trunks. Wheeling, dealing, running out there to the corner, getting in. And doing some work.
So Damage not getting off to a good start here. Let's listen in to the pits for Infamous.
Ben got it.
30 seconds. Max Trailer.
Hey, good shit. Let's go. Put on the gas, Infamous. Keep it up, boys.
That's a huge pickup for Infamous. I've always been a fan of Max Trailer.
Yeah, dude, that back center doesn't stop shooting. Snake side. I had you the whole time, baby. Hey. Nothing wider than the god.
Take deep breaths, relax. What do we do off the break?
Up and over.
I shot window. You shot window and you went corner?
Corner, yep.
And I shot window and went baby. Okay. We shot the baby off the break. Yeah, we shot baby and we shot Detroit.
Shock now taking the field here against the Outlaws. 1 point up over the Outlaws so far as we're just getting things rolling here. It looks like Markowski gets shot off the break trying to get the insert bunker on the Snake side, and another body drops as well. So just 3 players left alive for Aftershock. And I haven't seen a body. Nope, looks like the Outlaws do lose a body on the D side. So it's 4 on 3. Another body coming off for Shock, Todd.
Yeah. Just 1 body over here on the Snake side. Playing heads up. Looks like the Outlaws have 2 bodies over here on the Snake side. The Snake Temple and the Snake Tower. I think that's Mike Kerr sitting right there on the Snake side for Shock. As the Outlaws make their move, that's Cody Chong sitting at that pin at the back of Snake 1. Shock loses another body. That's Slowiak. He comes walking off. McKenna's walking off. I think it might just be Kerr left there.
Yeah, Aftershock's surprise pickup. We forgot to mention Nick Slowiak coming in last minute.
I think Nick was just as surprised as anybody else.
Yeah, and it looks like the Outlaws will be taking this one as they had stacked up on the Snake side. Also getting it done on the D side as well, too. They just lost that 1 body. So some survivability issues here for Shock. And that is going to give the Outlaws a point. So it's 1-1 right now.
Delta cross. Ryan, they're gunning D corner, running to God.
Yeah, we shot the D corner though.
Okay, and then W is coming up D side.
Let me know, please.
Give me a gun.
Done.
Nick Pez is in.
Specify that shit.
I said Nick.
No, you said
I
Nick.
said same fucking line.
You said Nick.
30 seconds.
You're sitting right in.
Okay. JJ's gonna be here.
Hey,
30
seconds. Hey, so they're Dorito corner. He played inside here.
Brian's gonna be here. Brian said, listen. JJ, your beat should be D1, okay? Brian, you're going.
Damage needs to get something going. They got a lot of time to do it. Don't want to let Infamous start running away with this one. We've seen that a couple times so far today already. We've seen some close games. We've seen some high-scoring games, some low-scoring games, and some blowouts today. So kind of got a little mixed bag of it thus far here in the prelim action. Big move by Tim Montresor. Goes right past the insert bunker, gets into the snake to try to mirror up the move as Infamous is already in there. Infamous now crawling to the 50, and I think that is Callie?
I think it's Thomas.
Thomas. Can't tell. He's tucked in there real tight.
Super tight.
Yeah, so Thomas, who had a great season in 2016. I've been watching that guy play since his very first pro paintball game long ago, and he played some of the best paintball I've ever seen him play last year. So he's going to try to keep that momentum going into 2017. And they are definitely matching up in this sneaky battle over here on the snake. We've seen this a couple times so far today already. Montresor choosing to go in as well. Both of them laying down and waiting for the other to attack. Their body dropping out of that center for damage. Montresor head checks in the center, or head checks, tries to get, ooh, and he might have seen him. I think he did. He did see him. He's going to try to come around, but he ends up getting taken out. Oh, no, Tim did not die. Yeah. Nice job by Tim Montresor. Eats up Thomas Taylor, and then Chad Bougere goes right past. I think Chad just shot Tim.
Yeah, and I think Montresor thought that Thomas shot him. I turned around to yell at Thomas. What are you doing, man?
Hey, it's got crazy in that snake a couple times today. So Chad's up over the top right now trying to count bodies. No one left to count, and that should do it here for Infamous in this point. And Damage gets up on the board here, their first point of the 2017 season, and a 1-point spread now, so still a close match. So let's check out this replay. So there's Tim Montresor for Damage in the red. Comes across, comes over the top, gets that shot, and then he's going to get back down. I thought I saw him get clipped cross field, but I think it came off the bunker. You're going to see Chad Bougere comes right past, and just, friendly fire. Ain't that friendly. And Chad Bougere just trying to get all the kills he can. Again, then he scurries past the 50 and gets over the top of that, counts the bodies. But solid work by Damage to get a point on the board. And here's the pits with Infamous. It's Philly Shreds. Thomas Taylor. Damian Ryan in the back, and the leader of the team. There was Travis. The reason Infamous exists, Travis Lemansky. Tie ball game right now, Outlaws versus Shock. Looking at the Outlaws, getting ready to start this point. There's Fred Berkeley, who really emerged last year as one of the best players on that team. Tall guy, real athletic, pretty quick. Outlaws able to spread the field wide here. Snake side, back corner bunker, some good communication. I can hear him talking it up. Also good field position in that center. Center 50 is hot for the Outlaws. On the flip side, Shock playing a little bit more conservatively here. They did get out wide, and they do have a player up on the D side in D2, but no one in the snake. And there is Brian McKenna back on Aftershock's lineup here in 2017.
Berkeley making his move over to the snake side tower. He's going to battle heads up. Outlaws have another body in the corner. Mirrored up right now with Aftershock. Looks like Kerr again. Yep, makes his move into the snake side temple. Outlaws up in that center wall, probing through the Dorito window, looking for bodies. Looks like John Kurzawa up there. He's going to come to the snake side now. Keep fishing. Shock with a body in the back center. Outlaws making a move over to the Dorito 3, getting in that mini Dorito. Kurzawa going to come back to that side. He's trying to shut down that Dorito side from the wall. Looks like Shock might have made a move up on that Dorito side as well.
So you can see there Mike Kerr, one of the new pickups in that insert. No one in the center for Shock. Outlaws do have a body at that center 50. He's looking snake side. There are the kill count leaders in this match. Berkeley leading the pack with Davidson, 5 kills apiece. Paul Markowski and John Kurzawa
Isn't Davidson on Outlaws?
Why, yes, he
I
is.
believe.
Yes, he is. Jordan Davidson. So now Shock in the snake, and here comes the Outlaws. Gonna try to counter that move. Gets right into snake 1. He's gonna post up.
Looks like Cody Chong again. He's gonna look towards the middle of the field. Outlaws over there in that 50 Dorito. Kerr was looking that way. He was still able to sneak in. And now Kurzawa can feel the Shock player sitting in the snake. I believe that's McKenna. McKenna looks like he wants to pop up directly into that gun, but then changes his mind and backs up. Chong could very easily just go get him right now. Nobody really protecting McKenna except for the back center guy.
Yeah, it's been interesting to see how these players have chosen to try to push up. Some of them are getting crafty, some of them just run through.
Cody Chong goes with the one-handed gangster gat unsuccessfully.
Ooh,
Tries
now
to do it again.
And he does it and able to get that kill and the crawl forward. Nice job by Chong. Takes out Brian McKenna.
Then Kurzawa bonus balls the back off of McKenna walking out of that snake.
McKenna doesn't feel pain. He has the most facial scars of anyone that plays pro paintball.
Absolutely.
He also didn't get his facial scars from like a bike accident. They're all from some sort of violence. Nice guy, too.
In America, that violence is known as hockey.
One of them's from a bottle of a bar fight.
Ouch.
You want to hear a good story? Find Brian McKenna, ask him that one. So it looks like the Outlaws going to take this point here and go up by 1.
Yeah, good move there by Chong as he came around with the secondary one-handed sliding gangster gat on McKenna. Really opened up that side, allowed him to come all the way to the end. Then he shoots Kerr in the back. And then it was just the back center and that Dorito 1. I believe that was Pez over there. Sitting in that Dorito 1, trying to also shoot towards the Dorito side, but Outlaws staying alive, rolling their guns, eliminating key players. And there you see Wine Rob was the body over there on the Dorito side, making moves.
Oh, man, yeah. Thank you. Need a clean loader.
There's Cody Chong.
30 seconds.
There's Barga. One of the Bargas plays on the Outlaws.
All down.
Former Aftershock player playing against his team.
Fat one or the skinny one?
Skinny one. Tall, skinny one. Infamous one and Thomas Taylor towards the snake side. Let's see where he goes. He's getting in the crouch. And he's going to dive into the insert bunker. And then they're going to send Damian Ryan up to his position at that center 50. One of the best guys to play that spot on any team. And a body drops early for Tampa Bay Damage. Another body drops, so 2 bodies coming off early right now for Damage.
Yeah, they were doubled up in that back, and Damian ran straight to the wall and just started pumping the snake side window. They know he's there now, though. They shoot him as he comes around the side, but all the focus goes to Damian, and Thomas runs all the way to the snake. Doesn't stop until he gets slide into snake 3, and now he's going to come out on the back center.
Thomas looking good in the snake right now. It definitely helps that bodies were shot in front of him. You want to help your front player out, shoot the guy in front of him. Talking is great. Putting pressure on the opposing players is great, but shooting them is the best. And Infamous doing a good job of that here in this point. Thomas in real good position right now. He's listening to the communication behind him. Callie Rudolph. Back stand-up Temple. And there is Thomas Taylor. Trying to find a lane. He's just going to giddy up and comes and runs down. Nice work by Thomas Taylor. He's begging for a penalty. Not going to get it. Doesn't matter, though. 3 Infamous players left alive at the end of that point. They are going to take a 2-point lead. It'll be 3-1.
Drew Templeton also back with Infamous now this year, Maddie.
And he's the kill count leader for them so far in this match.
Yeah, shoes standing on the Aftershock boat. Shoes started getting wet.
30 seconds.
Pulled out the life preserver.
There's Chad Bouzier. And there's Matt Derula, new pickup.
20 seconds.
Kyle Waring, one of the younger players they're trying to get in the mix.
I think it's Kyle Berry. I don't think he's on the team this year. Mike Waring.
Mike Waring, sorry.
Okay, is Kyle Berry on the team this year or no? Is he gone?
Shake it off.
Yeah, just Mike Waring.
Okay, I think Joe Barrett
1
replaced
minute.
Kyle Berry.
They still have Silos.
Cortez, yeah, still there.
Yeah, they got a deep roster. They almost had Rumsey come back.
Yeah, I heard
Ramsey El
Ramsey wanted
Youssef.
to play. He was thinking about coming.
Yeah, but he hurt his hamstring.
That's what it was?
Yeah. And they still have some of the long-time players on Damage, going all the way back to the Strange days. Timmy Probst. And I was just talking to Timmy. He said this might be his last year. He's got another kid on the way.
Another kid.
Yeah, doesn't think he's going to be able to swing it after the next kid comes
30 seconds.
into the world.
Jeez.
We'll see. I mean, Timmy's been doing this a long, long time.
Yeah,
Still looks
absolutely.
19 years old, though.
Seriously.
20 seconds.
So Chicago Aftershock looks like Sloviak's in there.
10 seconds.
No Sosine this year either.
Oh, yeah. So he just had a baby.
He's all grows up, and he's all grows up.
He did, yeah.
9 minutes to go in this one. Long points so far. Only 3 points have been scored. Outlaws with a slight lead. See if Shock can tie this up. Good breakout for Shock. 5 alive. On the flip side, Outlaws losing 2 bodies. So not looking good for them in this one. And here comes the run through from Sloviak. Is that Sloviak?
Kerr.
No, it's Kerr. Sloviak's still alive. Back stand up. Nice run through for Kerr though, because that's going to make it a 2-on-4. Very high body situation right now for Shock. This is, can't lose these.
Yep, Kerr goes and picks off Kurzawa. Berkeley also walking off. And that's going to open up the door for, what do we got here? New Aftershock guy. Parrish. Parrish gets a wipe off by the ref. Slowiak says, come on, young buck, let's go hit the buzzer together. I'll show you what that's like. Carl Markowski coming down the other side.
So that is going to tie things up here in this match, 2 apiece.
Point defend.
Real good off-the-break shooting in that point. That was kind of really the whole story there. That and the run-through in the center. Smart run-through to make it 4-on-2. So a tough battle between Shock and the Outlaws.
30
Tampa Bay
seconds.
Damage coming back out to see if they can get it back here. They're down by a couple. And they send out the Edwards brothers. They got Tim Montresor, Chad Bougier, and Matt Drula.
I feel like I should have got it. Like, I kept going through it. I seen him shooting that way.
Looks like Drula is going to be playing the D side. Tim Montresor coming out snake side. And they're going to send Chad Bougier to the back corner bunker on the snake side. He makes it clean. Damage does lose a body. Oh, guess not. Yep, no, it did lose a body. So Infamous loses a body, Damage loses a body. It's 4-on-4. No one in the snake, no one in the center. Not much penetration on the D side either for either team, though. Infamous with a body in D1. Tim with a nice bump in, but he might have got clipped trying to get past that lane, and he did. Carrying a lot of pods on his pack. Just got clipped. Trying to get through that lane. Chad Bougier is talking it up with Edwards. So right now, 3-on-4 in favor of Infamous. As you can see, there's no one in the center for either team. And not much penetration, again, still on that D side. So you can see another slower point here. Thomas Taylor, though, he gets into Snake 1, goes right past Snake 1. He's crawling through the snake. And he's going to get into Snake 3 before he gets his gun up. So nice job by Thomas. Here comes Chad Bougier. Chad Bougier on the dive in, gets his gun up immediately. Don't think Thomas knows that Chad Bougier has a player with him. Bodies are starting to drop on that D side. Here comes Darula off for Tampa Bay Damage. Thomas asking for a check. Chad Bougier wants to get up and take him out. No, but Thomas was able to get his gun up first. We'll see. We're going to see a minor penalty, and it's going to be on Chad. And I don't think there's any bodies left to pull. No bodies left to pull on that penalty. Trevor Reeser runs in. Good to see Trevor back out on the field after that close call he had at the 4th event of the year.
referees look like they're trying to sort it out right now on exactly what happened. Thomas Taylor never really worried about that whole situation. Looked like Chad Bougier came in, got the drop on him, but then was pulled on a minor penalty, pulled and then given a minor penalty.
Like, see the replay here. It's Thomas. Looks like he gets the drop on Chad.
Oh, yeah.
And then you see the penalty, and then he runs towards Damage's side of the field.
Yeah.
So penalty is going to be on Chad.
From that angle, it didn't look like Chad really came around gun up.
Yeah, I don't think he knew Thomas was at that spot, which is interesting because Thomas was the one with his head down moving in. But, hey, that's why you do that crafty crawl, because that's how you get your opposing team, the opposing team, to lose you. So nice job by Thomas Taylor. Tie ball game right now. Outlaws in shock. 8 minutes and 6 seconds to go. Good cross-field spread for the Outlaws off the break. Take the back corner bunker here. Snake side. One body comes off for shock. It's 4-on-5. Looks like a body coming off for the Outlaws as well, too. So now 4-on-4. Not much forward progression for either team. As you can see, there are the guys in the center, kind of locked in that pocket. You can see the top left-hand portion of your screen at that stand-up can. Here comes a move to the insert bunker on the snake side. Looks like he wants to get in this snake, and he does. This is what we've been seeing time and time again. Not a lot of guys are trying to run to the snake off the break, Todd, because like you were talking about, it's a big bite to take off the break.
Yeah, it definitely is a big bite to take. But if you can get there and they don't know, it's really, really good. If they do know you're in there, just expect to see a lot of paint right away. Fred Berkeley going back and forth at the snake side tower. Crossed up with his teammate, looks like Davidson. Cody Chong in the snake. He's going heads up. He's going to take another bump up.
Chong now at the 50-yard line for the Outlaws. Looking for that crossfield shot on the D side. Here comes Sloviak pushing up, trying to get an angle on Chong, and then he's going to come through, gun up, and most likely trade out with Chong. Nice move by Sloviak.
Yeah, Chong definitely didn't have his gun up when Sloviak made that move. That was a close one right there.
And Nick did that the right way, too.
Yeah.
He knew it was a risk. He had to make that shot, which is why he went gun up. He also didn't shoot the bunker before he crossed. You know, you shoot the bunker as you're moving up there, you're basically just signaling to the guy that you're trying to shoot, hey, I'm coming. So nice execution there by Nick Sloviak. Unfortunately for Shock, it's not enough, as they lose too many bodies, and the Outlaws will put their third point on the board. Score now 3-2, 5 minutes and 54 seconds to go. So thank you guys again so much for joining us here on GoSports.com for the prelim action of the Las Vegas Open, the first event of the 2017 NXL season of Matty Marshall with Todd Martinez. And what are you thinking so far of these rebuilt teams? I mean, lots of moves in the offseason. And we say it every year, oh, last offseason was crazy. It couldn't get any crazier than it was last year. And then sure enough, it gets crazier every time.
Well, it starts with impact, you know. The rich get richer. They take the best player from the Ironman. Last year, they take one of the best players from Dynasty's team. And, you know, they only get stronger. Impact, or Houston Heat, takes a couple players off AC Dallas. But AC Dallas, I still like the team that they have because of adding Brad McCurley and Eddie Painter. So the little rebuild, but I thought they did a good job. I like the guys that Infamous picked up. You know, we're going to see here from Damage if the guys that they picked up make a difference. But who am I missing here?
Your team?
You know, yeah, I like the guys that we got.
Yeah, that's a hardcore starting lineup you have.
Yeah, I really like just everything about what we're doing right now with our team. You know, we got a bunch of good guys that really get along very well, guys that want to win, guys that have experience but are still hungry, guys that are really all about doing whatever we need to do to be a better team. You know, like I said, we went out, we had 2 solid practices, we got our own field so that we could focus on just what we were doing,
20 seconds.
and everybody showed up, everybody's there early, ready to do drills, everybody stays late, helps clean the whole field up, take the field down, and it's just, you know, we're doing a lot of stuff as a team. There's a lot more communication, there's a lot more understanding between the players of what's required, what's needed, and the organization on, you know, hey, what do you guys need? We're going to support you. So, you know, Dave Youngblood over there at Dye has really, you know, stepped up this year and, you know, kind of, you know, had a bigger role, you know, than he has over the past couple years because he's been so busy, you know, with work. Billy Wing is still there. He's helping me. He's basically the GM of the team, doing anything and everything he can to help. I brought Nicole McKeevers in as my assistant coach. We have a stats, you know, she handles all of our stats now. So, I mean, it's really fun. We got a great group of people, you know, from our staff to our players. We got great sponsors as normal, and, you know, everything's been really fun. You know, we just have to put it all together now.
Yeah, could just take some time, though, is the thing. And how much time, that's tough to tell for all these squads. That's what's interesting about the tournament. That's what's interesting about pro paintball to me. The paintball itself is interesting, but just going behind the scenes and, you know, seeing it's this constant, ever-evolving story every year as the season progresses. So right now, good game here between the Outlaws and Shock. Shock losing 2 bodies off the break, though. It's not going to help their chances, as it doesn't look like they shot anybody off the break for the Outlaws. Outlaws 5 alive. Nope, they lose a body on the D side. So now down, oh, they lose a body in the center too. It's 3-on-3, but looks like a body is thrown away in that center for Shock. So now 2-on-3.
Death looks like Rodarty getting shot out of the middle on that trade, but the Outlaws lose 1 body. And here comes Chong again, blazing down that snake side, but this time he gets picked up on the move. Nick Sloviak going to fill out to the snake side corner, try and get a better view of what's going on here. 5 minutes left to go in this game. Shock is down 1 point right now with 3 Outlaws walking off the field. Sloviak's got to find the bodies. There's one right now over there in Dorito 1 who seems to be like he does not know where the bodies are either. I think that might be Berkeley.
Yeah, he definitely counted. Could see him scan the field.
Yeah, and I think Nick Sloviak picked him up as he tried to retreat to the back center. Good move there by Nick to go into the snake, gun up, and pick up that last body. I think he's got Pez with him, who was over there on that Dorito side as well. So good closeout right there by Pez and Sloviak to even this game up.
Point approved.
Yeah, it's a huge point for both those guys. Obviously, we know what Sloviak can do, but if you're Pez, that's how you want to start making a name for yourself as one of the go-to guys on your team, Nicholas Pez. I think he's one of the distortion guys that they picked up.
30 seconds.
Yes, I believe so. So here comes Infamous, kind of putting it on Damage right now.
20 seconds.
There we have Cody.
10 seconds.
Max Trailer.
On the breakout. Pretty heavy guns for Damage. They do lose a body, though, trying to get up in the center. Chad Bougier gets taken out. Didn't get very far at all. And it looks like a minor penalty assessed on Infamous. Yeah, 2 bodies coming off for Infamous, and looks like we might have another one. Yep, see another one. See the Damage pit is just losing it right now. Trying to ask for that, trying to say that was a major is I think what I could tell from the Damage guys. Regardless, bodies coming off for Infamous, and with that 5-1 score, this is what Tampa Bay Damage needed here with 7 minutes and 48 seconds left to go. So definitely enough time to come back, particularly if they can close this one out. It looks like they should be able to do it as they are scanning the field for bodies. Doesn't look like there's anyone left alive for Edwards as he is all the way about to hit that buzzer to be Probst in on the action over here on the snake side. But story at that point really was those penalties. So Damage coach over here still asking for that major.
I think he's asking for some chapstick.
So one of the coaches for Damage is over here talking to our head referee, CJ Traub.
30 seconds.
Looking for Mr. Dwight.
So you can see on your screen following him back after his conversation with CJ, the head ref. We haven't seen too much chaos with penalties today. It hasn't been too ridiculous of a penalty-filled day. It's paintball. We've seen some penalties,
We
but
got 4 of them today.
you get 4? 4 penalties?
Maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't remember penalties being like the big issue in your game. It was an issue, but
Nonetheless, penalties are penalties.
true, very true. So now a tie game right now, 4 minutes and 33 seconds left to go. Outlaws taking on Aftershock. In case you just joined us, Outlaws in the red, Shock in the blue. Outlaws losing a body up in the center, and now another penalty on that D side of the field. Looks like it's going to be on Shock. That pulls out 2 bodies. Definitely hurts the offensive push right now for Shock as another body walks off too. Just 2 players left alive for Aftershock, forced to reposition.
Shock loses another one.
Yeah, there's another one. So just Nick Sloviak, I think, left alive in that back center. You see the players on the Outlaws trying to count the bodies right now.
Ooh, Nick Sloviak takes a bouncer going out to that Dorito side corner. He's trying to fight back. We got Berkeley over here on the snake side. He's trying to come down and close out this game. It looks like he is able to pinch out Sloviak out of that back corner as Nick was feeling it from the Dorito side as well, trying to make a last-ditch effort out to that corner, trying to make something happen. But the Outlaws getting that point back, going up again.
Just get the fuck out. Because right fucking away, when you stepped in back in, you didn't ask. You stepped back in and you pointed. And as soon as you did that, they threw penalty. So just fucking walk off. All right, man. Real quick, Shock, circle up.
So there's
Real
the veteran.
Hey, Carl, come in here. Everybody in here.
Talking to Rodarte.
Carl, let's go.
It didn't really seem like Dynasty, X Factor, Thunder got a whole lot of penalties this morning.
Few here or there. It
Yeah.
really was. I mean, we didn't see a penalty in the very first set until I feel like the closing quarter-ish of those games. Yeah, so not a ton of penalties today. We've definitely seen them, but it's been way worse at other events. So Aftershock getting pumped up in their pit, realizing they're down 1. Damage is down by 3, but they have more time. 7 minutes and 24 seconds to go here. Bodies are dropping everywhere.
Yeah, Damage
Bunch of
trying to
infamous
make
players, Todd, coming off.
Damage trying to come through the middle, trying to make something happen, but Chad, Tim, and Holiday all walking off. Lots of chaos. Drewby comes walking off, but looks like Callie and Trevor are still alive, and they are crossed up at the towers. Jason gonna come into the snake side temple, try and bounce him into Callie Rudolph. I think Jason may only have one other body over there to help him. And yep, there he is in the Dorito side corner. So 2-on-2 situation right now.
And if I'm infamous, last player's on the field, I'm just trying to, again, take that time off the clock. You have a 3-point lead. The scary thing for them is if they lose this point and they lose it quick, because then there'll still be enough time on the board, and in a 2-point game, they win this one and take time off the clock, then it's a 4-point spread. It's pretty much game over for Damage. So it really comes down to this point right now, this 2-on-2 situation. Jacob Edwards up to the center 50 for Damage. On your screen, wrapping around on the D side, and he gets a shot on Callie Rudolph. So that is going to help things out, and then the last player left alive for Infamous. So what gets shot? So what a great job by Jacob Edwards. Sorry, Jason Edwards. Edwards the larger, as he runs in and hits that buzzer. And so that was not what Infamous wanted to happen. Now it's a 2-point game with 5 minutes and 41 seconds to go. Very possible, absolutely possible that Damage could come and tie this one up. If Infamous had scored that point, probably would have been curtains, but so we're looking at this break out here. There's a lot of chaos off the center, so here comes the move. He launches to Aboujer for Damage. Comes through, gets 1, and there was another body coming off on that D side at the same time, And then I believe there was also a third body coming off of Infamous right after that.
30
So
seconds.
Tampa Bay Damage still in this one, and we're in the pits with them.
Hey, Jake and I can barely talk. It's so hot and miserable. Like, I got to sit warm. I mean,
I just barely talk. It's so hot and miserable out there. It's definitely heated up a lot since this morning. Another close one here. 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go. 1 point game. Outlaws with a slight 1 point lead. Shock sending, looks like Markowski up to that center 50. Arguably the fastest man in the game. Shock losing a body. Haven't seen an Outlaw body drop yet. 5 players left alive for them. 4 for Aftershock. And again, no one in the Snake. We've seen that the Snake has really become a secondary threat. Center, much more prevalent, and the D side is really when a lot of the majority of the action's been going down. There is action going down in the Snake, but it has to develop. It's not a bloodbath car crash Snake. Car Markowski getting shot out of the center. Also at that same time, a body comes off for the Outlaws. Time ticking off this clock. Outlaws trying to hold on.
Yeah, McKenna, he was able to get into the Snake early. Over here again on the Snake side, need to get in, but looking across towards that Dorito side, trying to shut it down. Outlaws both gunned up in the Snake Tower and the Snake Temple, straight ahead, but nobody engaging them really right now. Shock down 1. They're the one that needs to score this point, but don't really have any sort of kind of double team they can work with right now. They're going to have to go individually up the field and try and get some kills. Now hitting that 2-minute mark. There you see the spread from the Outlaws. Have a body in that Dorito 2. I think it might be, and also in that Dorito side can. So 4 bodies left alive still for the Outlaws.
And this is not one of those situations that we've been seeing time and time again so far today where one team has to make up a lot of ground on the point side of things. This is a 1-point match, so Shock just needs to save a little bit of time to try to break something open. They don't need to risk anything quite yet, but that moment is approaching quickly. A move being made by McKenna into the Snake. That was a crisp, smart move, but Shock loses a body on that D side. They're starting to lose weapons out there. Not a lot of bodies left alive right now for Chicago Aftershock to try to tie this game up and take it to overtime. This would be a big win for the Outlaws. Get their first win under their belt for the 2017 season.
And
still
there
have
goes Berkeley.
Outlaws still have 1 more game to play against Damage. Just 60 seconds to go. And here comes McKenna. McKenna almost gets picked up crossfield, dodges that ball, but then gets torched. So McKenna is going to come off, and it looks like the last player for Aftershock on the D side gets shot as well too. Nice work by Cody Chong, the consistent presence on this Snake side of the field for the Outlaws. And now they go up by 2 with 44 seconds left, and that might do it.
Yeah, it looked like Pez tried to make that move down the Dorito side, and he got picked up. It was a 3-on-4, Sloviak and Pez over there, and then McKenna over here. They tried to make a move down that Dorito side, but got chopped up, didn't have the bodies. Able to take a couple players out, but good recognition there by Cody Chong to see McKenna in front of him, just go get him off the field and let that game close out.
So now another close one here. 5 minutes and 43 seconds to go. It's a 2-point spread. We'll see if Tampa Bay Damage can mount an attack.
10 seconds.
Looking at Infamous and now Damage. See how much ground Damage takes over here on the Snake side. Tim Montresor out there again. And a dive a body into the insert bunker, and then there goes Chad Bougier up to the center. Stops early though at the stand-up tower. Puts his gun on that Snake side, trying to keep Infamous out of the Snake. Infamous doesn't really go anywhere far. They do take D1. Not much ground though.
Getting picked off, going out to that Snake side corner. So Damage with the body advantage. Montresor makes his move out to the Snake side corner, but Damage loses Timmy Probst. Cortez over here in the Snake insert. He's looking on the inside. Chad Bougier in that tall center tower looking to make a move. On the snake side, Cortez able to get in. And he's going to go all the way down the snake as Infamous instantly just starts pounding that snake. They know Cortez is in there now.
Hoping for a bounce shot. Cortez is in there, tucked in safely, down low, chest to the ground, biding his time. And he has some time to work with. Key spot for Cortez here, 4:36 to go. Cortez crawls slowly around snake 3, gets to the 50-yard line, past the 50-yard line. Chad Bougere now at the 50-yard line for Damage. His gun is towards the D side. Tim Montresor, the big gun for Damage, is behind Cortez. So Cortez does has help over here on this snake side. Chad Bougere head checks over through the window, and there is the lineup for Infamous, tucked in tight, trying to hold on to this 2-point lead. Just 4 minutes to play. Chad now switches sides, moves towards his gun towards the snake side, then right back on the D side. Just went to that side to check off, see how things are going over there, and then commits to the D side. Tim Montresor moves up into the insert bunker here, snake side, to help out Cortez a little bit, get a little bit closer to him. It's a little bit different angle from that insert bunker than the back corner. It's also a little bit easier bunker to play out of. There's Tim Montresor, the veteran. Played for a laundry list of the top teams. Now he makes his move into the snake. And another body drops for Infamous. They streak out wide, trying to get a body out here towards the snake side, and he gets clipped. Bodies are starting to drop for Infamous now. It's looking better for Tampa Bay Damage. And there goes another one for Infamous. So originally Tampa Bay starting and losing a body quickly with Timmy Probst's early death, but Cortez, Montresor, and Chad Bougere clock in to help their team get 1 point closer with just under 3 to play. Got ourselves a 1-point game.
Ooh, Damage coming back, Matty. Coming right back, Infamous. Went up early, but here comes Damage. Now we got the Outlaws coming back.
Way to be, Montresor. Good talk, kid.
Aftershock down 2 points. Under a minute left to go here. Outlaws just got to get out to their spots, stay alive.
30 seconds.
Chad, give me your gun.
There's Matt Derulo, the new pickup, coming over from the demise of 187 crew. Widely considered amongst his peers and fans of paintball up in the Northeast area, one of the better players from the Northeast. Now playing team from Florida.
10 seconds.
We'll see if the Outlaws can hold on to this lead, and there are your kill count leaders. Sloviak making his appearance, 7 confirmed for him. But John Kurzawa leading the pack with 9 confirmed. Cody Chong off the break, pulls up at that insert bunker here, snake side. Outlaws lose a body, and here comes the attack from Chicago Aftershock. They're pushing him to the center with 2 bodies. They lose one, but get 2, and here comes Chicago Aftershock, but they're going to get a major penalty. Are there enough of bodies left alive, though? Looks like the point was conceded by the Outlaws, which is strange. With just 23 seconds left to go and a 2-point buffer. No reason to concede that point, leave any time left for Shock to get back in it.
Yeah, 100%.
There's not even that was on them, right? Yes. That's on them?
Yeah.
Homeboy ran through with a huge hit on his chest.
Yeah, so it looks like a major penalty on Shock, which then is going to give the point to the Outlaws. So the Outlaws pretty much got this one sewn up here. I like to see that, though, from Shock.
Yeah, I mean, they tried to come. They knew it was at stake.
Hey, 25 seconds. We got that point, yeah?
I know, but like, there was 2 of the guys I shot before that.
Just give Fred a new pack. Give him a new fucking.
So we still have more of this game here with Infamous and Damage to play. There still is 23 seconds left also in the Outlaws Shock game, but looks like the Outlaws are going to be taking that one. That's a good win, Todd, for the Outlaws here. Now, I know that Shock's dealing with the depleted roster from the lineup that they had in 2016, but I kind of like what I'm seeing out of some of these younger guys on their team. They're not scared to go. Not playing bad, just Outlaws a little bit better than them today. It was a close match, though.
Yeah, I mean, Shock fought for it, but, I mean, again, it's a lot of that inexperience, new guys, new team trying to put stuff together, and, you know, guys new to the pro division trying to get used to the speed of the game. So, you know, not a bad first match out for a new team. you know, come close, come within a point, play a 1-point game, and then drop it there at the end. But I think picking up Nick was huge. Going to give them a little bit more of a intelligent, level head in the pits.
Yeah, more experience is what they really need right now. That's the one thing they don't have much of at all. On the breakout, looks like Max Trailer dies. Gets shot in the loader trying to get to the back corner bunker snake side. They also lose Callie Rudolph. So this is exactly what Damage wanted to happen. Shoot a couple bodies quick and don't lose anybody in yourselves. And that's what's happened. So now a desperation fill out to the corner. Infamous able to make it in clean against Damian Ryan. And Infamous also loses another body over there on the D side. Not looking good for them here in this point.
No, they lost Damian right now, too, out of that corner. Just one body left alive. Looks like Trevor Reeser over there. And Cortez slides into the snake. Oh, nope, it's Corey Bornstein, and he gets torched by Cortez in the snake. Last body left alive. Cortez gonna run down, and Damage comes all the way back and makes this a 5-5 game with just under 2 minutes.
Tampa Bay Damage, still some fight left in these guys. As long as he's clean, we got ourselves a tie ball game. And it's good to see the thumbs up from the ref. So some outstanding play from Tampa Bay Damage to tie this game up with a couple minutes left to go here against Los Angeles Infamous, who have fallen flat all of a sudden with this resurgent Tampa Bay Damage crew.
30 seconds.
And there is Mike Bruno, captain for Chicago Aftershock.
Mikey, if we lose bodies, you said
20 seconds.
give them this point.
Make sure someone. We're going to stop it at 10 seconds. We're going to take a look at that.
So I think they're going to be calling timeout here before the start of this one.
They're doing an A.
Let's go.
So with that penalty, losing that quick point, Outlaws now go up 3. Just 25 seconds left, so as soon as this runs off, Outlaws be sitting at 1-0. 1-0?
Yeah,
And
they'll
then
be 1-0.
play-
They play Damage, and Shock plays Infamous.
They play Damage.
In the last set of the day. And the next set is Evanston Impact and Uprising, and Heat and Revo. So those are the last 2 sets remaining here on Friday's competition.
The back center, he got one in my arm. And so I was already shooting the back center.
Getting some more looks into Shock's pit right now with the new guy Williams giving some excuses to Coach Mikey Bruno. So on the breakout here, just 24 seconds to go. And Markowski going around the back mucker on the snake side. He gets blazed. Still body left alive though here on the opposite side of the bunker. Made it past the 50 for Shock, but he gets run down. So a valiant effort here from Shock with an unconventional aggressive run out, but it's not going to do it. And the Outlaws are going to take their first victory. First game, first victory. So a good start for the Trade My Gun Outlaws.
Hey, come on, Damien. Let's go through.
Now we're looking at a tie ball game here. As Damage fought back to even it up. Edwards, Cortez, Montresor, and Derula.
About, man?
100%. Yeah, why? Last one shit?
1 minute, 58 seconds left to go in this match. Very important first game. All the first games are always the out-of-bracket game. So it's always a must-win for you. And you always hope the other teams in their
Lose.
The other teams, yeah,
Loses their out-of-bracket
in your
game.
bracket, lose the out-of-bracket game. Try and give you a little advantage when you start playing your bracket games, second game, and then on Saturday.
Well, you're looking at the brackets, so it's Impact, Infamous, Shock, and Uprising. And then Moscow Russian Legion, Dynasty, Thunder Boom, X Factor, AC Dallas, Ironman, PC Katana, and then Heat, Damage, Outlaws, and Revo. Tough to tell who the hardest bracket is there.
30 seconds.
I mean, you could make an argument that maybe your bracket is the hardest bracket. I understand that they have the new kids on the block, PC Katana, in that bracket. But your team's rebuilt with some stars on your starting lineup, and then AC Dallas is, you know, they're ranked 6th overall, and then X Factor is one of the best teams here. So that's a pretty tough bracket. Though, Uprising can give anybody a game. So maybe bracket 1 with Impact, Infamous, Shock, and Uprising, that might be the toughest bracket. Tough to tell. Hey, man, it's pro paintball. Nothing's easy out here.
Yeah, right.
So in this important point with just 2 minutes to go, and it's tied up, Tim Montressor, the first body to drop for Tampa Bay Damage. It doesn't look like anyone has died for Los Angeles Infamous, so Infamous has the advantage here. See if they can try to close out. Got a body up in the center, Damian Ryan, but he's asking for a check. The referee's going to get in there, give him a once-over, and pull him out, so it's 4-on-4, and I think Damian might have got shot by his own guy as he looked back to his teammates and kind of gave him I can't believe it just happened. But looks like Matt Derula runs to his death, trying to retake that, or not retake, as Damian had it. Derula's on an opposite team, but Derula trying to get up to the center, and he gets torched. And then Tampa Bay Damage also loses their body over here in the back corner bunker on the snake side. So bodies coming off back and forth, but not looking good for Damage right now. Still 1 minute and 8 seconds left to go. More bodies on Infamous left alive. Thomas Taylor gets into Snake 1 and starts to crawl up.
And Infamous has all the bodies here. Damage going to want to blow it.
Yeah, Tim Montressor is looking over his coach saying, hit that buzzer, give us a chance, because they're about to win this one, and they're not going to rush to try to walk that in. So some frustrating head shakes over here for Tampa Bay Damage in their pits.
That's the risky side to run.
We're in the pits right now with Infamous.
What do you need? Some water?
I am going
New paint. You want my pack?
Damien.
Want my pack? I saw your hands go. Hey, you need a loader? Hey, Trevor, same. Yep. Yeah, I'm putting you in these two. You guys need a timeout?
20. No.
Yes, please.
Yes?
So it looks like Infamous
Just give me 6.
going to be calling a timeout.
Go pat it down the throat. Give me 6.
Did you read, Trev? Same line, same line. You're looking
6
inside.
and some water.
So Todd, if you're Damage, what play would you be running right now with under 1 minute to go on this layout? Know you're going against Infamous. What do you think?
I was actually just trying to think about what Damage did to get back into this game. You know, it seemed like a lot of it started over there on the Dorito side, but it was also Chad Bougere going up the middle, getting kills on the break, and then coming up to that wall, matching up there with Damian. But yeah, I've been watching the snake side a lot over here. I haven't really paid attention to what Damage was doing over there on that Dorito side. That last point, they ran out to the corner, made it, and then you know, lost their first, actually their second guy coming out here was Montressor coming out to the snake side, and that definitely hurt because Tim's been coming into that spot and then filling out to the Dorito side corner. Cortez was already there. They've had a lot of success getting Cortez up the field, so I'd probably try and get Cortez up pretty quick, see if I can fill Tim Montressor back behind that, but there is only 58 seconds left to go.
Yeah,
so,
they don't have time to finesse it at this point.
Yeah, and you know, please believe that Damian's probably going to run straight to that wall and look for Chad Bougere going up there. Both teams are going to shoot heavy through the windows.
Yeah, look
see
for
if anybody gets it.
Look for the fight here between Damian and Chad up in the center. So Damian does go right to that center 50. Chad Bougere pulls up early, though, at the stand-up temple. Just 46 seconds left to go. Cortez able to get in the snake off the break. And nobody has died for either team. Nope, looks like Callie Rudolph the first to drop for Infamous.
And here comes the move through the middle of the field. And it looks like Chad takes out Damian. 28 seconds left to go. Montressor dies.
Not a lot of
Here
time
comes
to work
Jason
with.
Edwards. Cortez crawling down the snake. He might need to make that move a little bit quicker than normal.
Yeah,
Looks like Thomas is going to get really, really tight.
Well, Cortez is crawling like he has 3 minutes to work with. There's 10 seconds left. So Cortez is in position now, but not enough time to work with. They needed to push a little bit faster than this. They played this point like they had 2 minutes, not a minute. And so the game is finished with Cortez alive in his bunker. That is a cardinal sin.
And the whole snake.
That's a cardinal sin of paintball, is for you to be down by 1 and be alive in your bunker when that buzzer sounds.
Yeah, Jason Edwards was right behind him. You know, Jason didn't realize it.
Well, they did everything right. They just did too slow.
Yeah.
They shot guys. They made the spots. I mean, they made moves. They they checked off all the boxes. They just went too slow.
Tighten that shit up. Tighten up right wing.
So Infamous getting a hard-fought win here against Tampa Bay Damage in probably one of the closer matches that we've seen out here so far. But that's what we thought we were going to see in this game. I think this bodes well for the future for Damage. I know they lost this game, and Infamous did have some roster changes this year, but Infamous took second last year overall. Impressive team. And they got Templeton back. I mean, that's still a top-level team. Like, yeah, they lost Brad. I mean, there's been a couple roster changes here or there. But I think that, looking at what Damage did, taking 8th overall last year, and now just barely losing. And again, they almost tied that up. If they had just gone a little bit quicker, or they had 35 more seconds-ish to work with, we'd be going in overtime right now.
Yeah.
They just didn't have enough. But definitely Damage looking pretty strong here, but Infamous does take the victory. So congratulations to Outlaws and to Infamous taking their wins in this set, but don't go anywhere. Next up, Edmonton Impact taking on Uprising, Houston Heat, and Baltimore Revo. And then the last set of the day, Infamous and Shock, and Tampa Bay Damage and the Outlaws. We'll be right back after this. Sunday